Under Roman and Visigothic rule, farming on the Iberian Peninsula relied on a strict Mediterranean triad: winter wheat, olive trees, and grapevines. This agricultural system was entirely at the mercy of unpredictable winter rainfall. When the hot, dry summer arrived, the land went dormant, and farming essentially stopped. Then, in the 8th century, the expansion of the Islamic Empire created an uninterrupted trade zone spanning from modern-day Afghanistan all the way to Spain. Traveling along these routes were 17 exotic crops that local farmers had never seen before, including Asiatic rice, sugarcane, citrus fruits, and watermelon. Introducing these new foods offered a rare economic and dietary opportunity: the chance to transform seasonal survival into a year-round marketplace. But there was a biological hurdle. These 17 new crops were tropical and subtropical species. To survive, they required heavy, continuous watering, and their natural growing cycle peaked right in the middle of the summer. The Spanish summer climate offers the exact opposite conditions: intense, baking heat and zero rainfall. Taking seeds adapted for a humid jungle and planting them in the arid soil of the Iberian dry season guaranteed crop failure. Success required a total overhaul of the landscape. The first phase of solving this mismatch meant upgrading the physical infrastructure to move water across a dry environment, using engineering techniques brought over from the Middle East. Engineers constructed qanats, gravity-driven underground channels that safely moved water from aquifers to the fields without losing a drop to surface evaporation. To pull water up from deep underground, they built kinetic and animal-powered water wheels, known as norias and scarce. Once the water reached the surface, a network of irrigation canals called acequias distributed it directly into the agricultural fields in rigid geometric lines. Together, these three overlapping technologies created a continuous, artificial water supply, breaking the region's historical dependence on seasonal rainfall. But physical infrastructure alone couldn't guarantee a harvest. Farmers needed exact botanical data to keep foreign plants alive in a new soil profile. During the 11th and 12th centuries, Andalusi scholars shifted agricultural practice away from localized peasant habits into a rigorous empirical science. In Toledo, the agronomist Ibn Dasal documented the specific soil and compost requirements for 177 distinct plant species. In Seville, Ibn al-Awam authored a magisterial treatise called the Kitab al-Filaha, detailing care instructions for over 580 plants. These highly analytical manuals provided farmers with exact step-by-step algorithms for complex techniques like crop rotation, root grafting, and companion planting. By compiling this data, Andalusi agronomists transformed the act of farming into a reproducible, meticulously documented science. Combining physical water hardware with botanical software triggered an agricultural revolution. Arid, dusty plains were converted into lush, fertile orchards, known as huertas. Because farmers no longer had to wait for winter rains, they shifted to a year-round, multi-seasonal farming model, multiplying their annual crop yields. This graph overlays surging crop yields with population metrics in medieval Al-Andalus. The spike in reliable food security allowed cities to double in size and support a new class of specialized urban scholars. This predictable agricultural wealth provided the tax revenue and urban stability required to sustain the libraries of Córdoba and the architectural monuments of the Golden Age. This era's social governance is still in use today. In Valencia, the Tribunal of the Waters continues to meet weekly to resolve irrigation disputes, following legal customs established over 1,000 years ago. The linguistic evidence of this era also remains deeply embedded in modern Spanish. Words for the tools and the crops, like acequia for canal, noria for water wheel, arroz for rice, and azúcar for sugar, all map directly back to their Arabic roots. The Arab agricultural revolution integrated these foreign plants and systems so deeply that they remain the literal foundation of the Spanish landscape today.